Okay, so it is time. So let's go ahead and get started. So thank you everyone for tuning in. This is Baldwin Wallace BFA class of 2021. This is our living room theater series episode. What is this, like 14 now?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, that's impressive. So this is episode 14, and this is a play that I wrote for playwriting class I think I wrote it in December, and this is in the newest draft. And I just think it's a timely piece that I'm really excited to share with everyone. So this is The Mystery of the Woman and the Beast That Carries Her. So just to introduce the cast, Paige Cummings is playing Hannah, and Olivia Billings is playing Kyra, and Bryce Edwards will be playing various parts, including the professor and the voiceovers. So thank you guys so much for doing this today. I'm very excited. And don't forget to, if you enjoy this, please donate to our showcase fund. We are trying to get to Chicago next year to get our headshots done and to go to and to actually perform our showcase, assuming the world isn't over. So we need funds to do that. So if you had a good time, if you enjoyed this, please consider donating. A portion of our funds will be going to the VW Black Arts Network to help support their fund as well. So keep tuning in. We will have more for you next week. And let's go ahead and get started. This is The Mystery of the Woman and the Beast That Carries Her. Scene 1. Lights up on a lecture room. Desks are lined in neat rows facing a projector. Professor Gabriel, Hannah, and various students sit. Kyra is giving a presentation up front with a slide depicting numerous unsettling paintings depicting the end of the world, the biblical end of the world paintings. The slide reads, Conclusion, the Book of Revelations. Is it literal or metaphorical? Some students have their laptops out, others are examining their hair, boots, etc., anything to get their mind off being in class right now. Hannah, however, is intently focused, tapping her pen on her thigh. Kyra is finishing up her presentation.
So basically, the whole concept of the Book of Revelations, the end of the world, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, the whore of Babylon, and the war between heaven and hell is clearly metaphorical, even in the context of the Bible. I mean, like, come on. The end of the world is going to start when 4 dudes on horses show up swinging swords. I know. Evidence suggests that it's all just symbolic of the struggle between good and evil in our collective consciousness. I mean, most theologians interpret Revelations as a piece of resistance literature against the Romans, and yet so many people, even now, interpret it literally.
She switches to the next slide, depicting pictures of the Westboro Baptist Church picketing.
Like the Westboro Baptist Church. Have you heard of them? I mean, they use Revelations as proof that anyone who isn't Christian or doesn't repent their sins is going to be wiped out in the second coming of the Messiah. And they're using it as an excuse to be real dicks to people. I mean, protesting funerals of LGBTQ plus people and whatnot, and it's not just them. I mean, so many people buy into this notion that my beliefs are correct, and if you don't believe them too, you're burning in hell. It's just a toxic, closed-minded way to view the world.
During this monologue, Hannah is steaming. The rest of the class notices and starts to get uncomfortable. This is not the first time this has happened.
You know, I don't think it's actually that toxic. I don't think it's toxic at all. Truth is not toxic.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
But let's keep this civil here. This is Kyra's presentation.
So do you condone picketing and harassing people at funerals then?
Have a repeat of last week.
Okay? Do not put words in my mouth. I happen to believe in loving the sinner, not the sin. And I will have you know that most Christians are not like the Westboro Baptist Church. Most of us are God-fearing individuals who accept the words of the Bible as fact, which includes revelations. That means that I know that those who don't repent are going to suffer unless they change their ways now. And it's my duty to help them do that. It comes from the love of Jesus and mankind, not hate.
Okay, now let's move on.
You're watching.
Just impeccable. I mean, it's a little bit concerning that you would blindly accept whatever is written in a 1,000-year-old book just because some misogynistic assholes who contradict each other all the time, by the claim to have transcribed God's word.
Okay, let's cool it with the personal attacks. We're having a discussion here, not a fight.
Okay, that's not even true. God told his followers what to write, and that includes the second coming. We already know how the world ends. We just need to be prepared for it. And I am going to save as many people as I can before that happens. Especially if that means defending my beliefs from ignorant blasphemers like you.
Hannah, Kyra, I'm going to have to ask you to move the conversation away from politics.
Well,
okay?
just don't pretend you actually care about other people. Okay, I mean, you vote Republican, right? The anti-universal health care, anti-immigrant, anti-actually caring about people party.
Yes, I vote Republican. That's because I'm a realist and I know that people are inherently selfish. And your naive notions that the government can just fix all of our problems negates all personal responsibility. Government programs aren't going to erase the evil in our hearts, and that is what I'm concerned about.
Okay, does somebody else have something to talk about?
Scene 2. Lights up on the lecture room. Kyra is sitting alone at a desk, studying. It is 2:37 a.m. Only a lamp on her desk is lit as she reviews notes. Kyra is obviously tired and begins to nod off a few times, only to wake herself up and return to her notes. Suddenly, she drops her notes, startled. Something is wrong. She begins to scour the room, looking for the source of her uneasiness. She goes to the window, opens the blinds, and stares. Suddenly, a bright light flashes on her, and she gasps. Lights out as an offstage whisper is heard.
Fulfill your destiny, Kyra.
Scene 3. Lights up on a lecture room. The class is filled with a few early arrivals about 20 minutes before start time. Hannah sits in the front, separate from the other students, with her headphones in, looking over notes. She's probably listening to Hillsong United. There's a tense energy in the room as the few students in there are huddled around someone's phone, watching intently. Kyra bursts in and hurries over to Hannah.
Hannah.
Hannah looks up from her notes, startled, pulls out her headphones.
Yeah?
I need to talk to you.
If this is some more snowflake bullcrap complaint about my comments last class, I think I'll pass. Thank you.
No, that's not. Look, I don't care about that right now. This is important. Can we please go somewhere private?
No, I'm studying.
Jesus Christ.
Look, please don't take the Lord's name in vain. It really...
Sorry. Hannah, please. I need your help.
Help?
And I would not be asking you if I wasn't desperate.
Okay, you're clearly desperate for some decency. You're asking me for help after the way you treated me all semester?
Listen, we both have said some things in our discussions that...
You know, I don't think a barrage of ad hominem attacks really qualifies as a discussion.
Sorry if I offended you, but I really need to talk about this thing.
You called me out on Twitter and tried to cancel me.
Yeah, that was a little much.
People swore at me in the hallways for a week, or just pretended I didn't exist. They still do. It really wasn't that fun.
Yeah, I guess that was a little too much, but...
You know, I really don't appreciate when people don't respect my beliefs.
I mean, you did call me a murderer for being pro-choice, but whatever.
And I put up with so much from the liberals at this school who think they're just so woke and inclusive and everything, but then they just shut me down when I stand for what I believe in, just because it differs from theirs.
I need to talk to you about Revelations.
We literally argued about that all last class. What more do you need to say? I need to study.
Will you please just listen to me? Please. Revelations. All that stuff about the second coming and the end of the world. Do you think God would really do that? End everything he created, smite everyone who wasn't a believer?
Yes. And you better repent while you can. Why are you asking me this?
I think it's coming. The apocalypse, the great war between heaven and hell, it's here.
Voiceover on a blank stage.
In a bizarre turn of events, significant international disasters have occurred seemingly overnight. We are receiving reports of mass crop failure on a global scale with seemingly no explanation. This famine will have undeniable effects on the whole world, and it is quickly evolving into conflict. Military altercations across multiple continents have broken out in previously peaceful regions as troops march across the globe. The United Nations is scrambling to quell these conflicts, and unsuccessfully. We have more questions than answers at this moment for the causes of these strange and disastrous events, but we will continue to report updates as they come.
Another offstage whisper is heard.
Kyra, the time has come.
Scene 4. Midnight. Lights up in the lecture room. Kyra is sitting at a desk. Hannah is pacing.
So explain this to me again. You saw them.
Yes.
You.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're certain it was actually like them?
Yes.
Okay, but how do you know? Are you sure you weren't just like imagining it or something?
I'm sure I wasn't imagining it. I'm not a very imaginative person.
Any history of hallucinations in your family? Are you having some kind of a psychotic break?
No. Okay, look. I know it sounds crazy, and you know that I'm the last person to believe in this shit, but I am telling you, I saw them. I saw the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
How do you know it just wasn't 4 guys riding horses?
At 2:30 a.m. in the middle of LA.
Okay, you underestimate frat boys. I've seen them do crazier things.
I can't explain it, but I was sitting in here studying last night, and suddenly I got this terrible feeling that something, I don't know what, but something was deeply wrong. It was like this layer of sinister energy had settled all over me, deep in my core, and I looked up and I saw them.
I'm still not convinced you're entirely sane.
Listen, these men were not human. It was like they were formless, as if they were made out of fog in the shape of men.
Could have just been actual fog.
This is LA, Hannah. There's no such thing as clouds. I could practically feel the power radiating off of them. Hannah, it practically smacked me in the face. I looked at them and I felt pure evil. I know it was them. I'm certain.
Why are you telling me this? You hate me.
I don't hate you.
Yeah, you do. I know how much disdain you have for me. You've told me so enough. Why would you come and tell me this?
You are the only one who would possibly believe me. Do you?
I don't know.
You don't? I get it. I mean, you're supposed to be the hardcore, fanatical believer, and I'm basically admitting that you are right. The Revelations prophecy is correct. If it were the other way around, I would be throwing it in your face. I mean, why don't you believe me?
Well, I'm not just going to believe anyone without proof. The Bible says to beware of false prophets. I'm just not going to believe everyone who predicts the end of the world.
Oh my God.
What did I tell you about taking?
The irony of that statement is painful. And now you need physical proof to believe something?
I don't understand why only you saw them. Don't you think if the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse were wandering around the streets of Westwood, it would have made the national news?
I think I know why.
Why?
Because I'm supposed to prevent the apocalypse.
Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, let's pretend that all this is real and you actually saw 4 horsemen. Okay, for some reason or another, you are the only one who saw them. You, a 20-year-old liberal arts student without an ounce of Christianity in you. What makes you think you're so damn special?
I don't know. Okay, I don't know. All I know is that seemingly I'm the only one who has seen them. I mean, there has to be a reason.
And what makes you think you can even prevent it? It was literally prophesized by God. It's supposed to happen.
I don't believe that.
Of course you don't.
Maybe Revelations isn't a plan. It's a warning.
Okay, you know what? I still don't believe you. This is insane. The world isn't ending.
Look at the description of the circumstances leading up to the end of times, okay? Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes. Have you seen the news lately? In the past 24 hours, all of these are happening on a massive scale, seemingly overnight. I mean, face it, Hannah. This is no coincidence. I know how crazy it sounds, but the apocalypse is here. I just have this feeling that I was meant to do something about it. I think God is telling me to. I've never been so sure of anything in my life. You have to help me. Please.
I can't.
Why?
Okay, because the second coming, the end of days, it's supposed to be good. Heaven will finally triumph over hell. Who am I to interfere with God's plan?
At the expense of everyone on earth. People are going to suffer and die if we do nothing. People are already suffering and dying. You said it yourself. You want to save as many people as you can before the reckoning. You really care about humanity. I know you do. You don't truly want this to happen, do you? And I don't know a lot about God. I wasn't sure if I even believed in God until about 24 hours ago. So, but what I do know is that God is supposed to love his children. Why would he let everything he created perish? I mean, what if it isn't just a plan, but a warning? There has to be a way to prevent this. You have to help me. Please.
How could I possibly help? It's the apocalypse. I'm a humanities major. I don't have any practical skills.
I have a theory.
Well, isn't that great? You have a theory.
Apocalypse is precluded with the arrival of the horsemen, right? But the one who initiates the actual apocalypse is the Antichrist. There's no war between heaven and hell without him. So we got to find him and take him down.
How?
Well, first of all, we have to get to Megiddo, prophesied location for the beginning of the apocalypse.
Yeah, I know that. I've been studying Revelations for years, besides the fact that Megiddo is in Israel and we can't just casually take a trip to the other side of the globe. What I want to know is how you suggest we beat the Antichrist. It's the Antichrist, the child of the devil. He is incredibly powerful.
That's where you come in. There has to be some clue in the Bible or somewhere for how to defeat him. You're going to find it.
Okay, you're kidding. People have been studying Revelations for thousands of years. You think I'm going to find the hidden answer for defeating the Antichrist?
You're one of the smartest people I know. I know you've studied as much theology as you could. If anyone can figure it out, it's you.
I am?
What?
I'm one of the smartest people you know.
Just because I don't agree with your political beliefs doesn't mean I think you're stupid.
Could have fooled me.
Well, most people can't keep up with me in arguments. You do.
We do argue a lot.
Yeah, you do. Can you do it?
I'll try my best.
Scene 5. On a blank stage, we hear this.
It has been 3 days since the world turned upside down in a matter of hours. Conflict around the world continues to rage. Critical food shortages have led to incidents of violence in all the major cities, as hospitals are overflowing with patients infected with disease and victims injured in the numerous earthquakes rattling the globe. Strangely, thousands of birds have mysteriously died, with remains piling up everywhere. The loss of life is only increasing, with little signs of stopping. If this isn't the end of times, then I don't know what is.
Scene 6. Lights up on the lecture room. Kyra sitting at a desk, poring over several books. She's been there for hours and she looks exhausted. We hear a voice faintly whisper.
Who's there?
Silence.
Hello?
Still nothing. Kyra sits back down.
Kyra.
Who's there?
Silence.
I know someone's there. Show yourself.
More silence as Kyra scours the room.
Come find me.
Kyra stifles a shriek.
Who are you? Where are you?
I'm everywhere and nowhere, child.
What?
Come find me. Fulfill your purpose.
I've heard your voice before. When I saw the horseman. Are you God?
Kyra staggers back suddenly as she is hit with a vision. Maybe there's some projections on the stage to display the parts of her vision.
What was that? What did you just show me? Rivers turning to blood, dead birds everywhere, endless war. A woman on a 7-headed beast, destruction in her wake. Who is the woman? Why are you showing me this?
Your destiny, child.
Yes, I know I need to prevent it, but how? How do I defeat the Antichrist? Please help me.
Silence. Kyra yells in frustration.
Oh my God.
While she is yelling, several books on a shelf are flung into the air seemingly by nothing and shoot down, hitting the ground with a thump. Kyra startles, but Hannah enters, breaking her concentration.
Any luck?
Kyra composes herself.
No. You?
Oh, not really. I've been looking at every interpretation of Revelations I could find, but I've got nothing. I honestly don't know if there's an answer.
Shit.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know. I guess the only thing left to do is get to Megiddo.
How are we going to even get there? I don't think LAX is open right now.
I know, but we can go to the Camarillo airport. It's a small private airport and it's not too far. I'm pretty sure there are plenty of people taking their planes off to some remote area for safety. Maybe we can convince someone to take us towards Megiddo.
I'm scared.
Yeah, me too.
Have you been outside? It's crazy. It's like a ghost town out there. Everybody left.
Well, went home, I guess. Too dangerous to be in the city right now.
Looks like, we're the only stupid fucks that are still here.
Whoa, look at that. You swore. I'm proud of you.
Okay, yeah, well, now that everyone is left, I don't have this squeaky clean reputation to uphold anymore. It's kind of fun.
I know, right? It really helps release the tension sometimes just to yell, fuck, at the top of your lungs. Fuck! Fuck!
The scene dissolve into laughter.
You can go home if you want. You don't have to stay here. Be with your family.
No, I'm not going to leave you alone. My family, I love them, but I think they'll be fine. They're hardcore believers, remember? I'm sure they've connected the dots and are celebrating the impending second coming. You need me right now more than they do.
Where's home for you? I'm kind of surprised someone of your kind, such a blue state.
Orange County.
Makes so much sense.
What about you? Do you want to see your family?
I don't know. I've never met my dad, so it's just me and my mom. We're not exactly close. I think she's always kind of resented me and my existence. I mean, she's always physically provided for me, but our relationship basically stopped there. Took off as soon as I turned 18, and we haven't really interacted since then, except for her to pay my tuition. I don't think she'd exactly be happy to see me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I can't pretend I don't wish I had a better relationship with her, but made me who I am today. Pushed me to succeed so I could provide for myself and get out of here. Probably wouldn't have gotten into UCLA without it. I know I don't have to rely on anyone but myself.
You know, it's okay to lean on people sometimes. You don't have to hold the whole world on your shoulders by yourself.
Well, right now I kind of do.
Not by yourself, you don't. You're not alone.
Thank you for staying with me.
Yeah, of course.
The moment is interrupted by a brick smashing through the window. Canaan screams as the lights go out. Scene 7. Lights up on the lecture room. Desks are overturned, papers are everywhere. A man dressed in black lies on the floor. Hannah and Kyra stand in the room, breathing.
You do that.
I don't know.
You just
Nowhere.
you touch him.
I started to run at you and I just like snapped. I just
Tim.
hit and held out my hand.
And he just collapsed like a ton of bricks.
We need to leave. We're not safe here.
You're right. We have to get out of this city.
Let's head towards my hometown. It's on the way to the airport. I know the area and it's far enough outside of the city that we'll be safer there. We can hide out there and figure out our next move. I think I have enough gas in my car to make it if it hasn't been looted already.
Scene 8. Lights up. Kyra and Hannah are sitting in her car driving along the 405 freeway.
Oh, I've never seen the 405 this empty.
I know, right? Never thought I'd miss seeing another car on the freeway.
Me too.
101 is worse though.
You are so wrong. The 405 is a nightmare.
Yeah, but the 101 is so much worse.
No, it's not. Have you ever been on the 405 at 5 p.m.? You might as well walk.
Glad to see us arguing. Mortal enemies back at each other's throats once again.
The natural order has been restored. So like what happened back there?
Back there?
When that man attacked me, how did you like stop him?
I have no idea. I mean, he was just running at you, and I felt this instinct to hold out my hand and stop him. He just tripped or something. It all happened so fast.
He did not trip. You held him in place and slammed him onto the ground so hard he fell unconscious. All without touching him. It's like you have some kind of freaky force powers or something.
Force powers? Ugh, nerd. You guys seem oddly calm about this.
Huh?
About my powers. Aren't you, like, I don't know, freaked out by it? Aren't you scared of me?
No. I trust you. And whatever your powers are, I'm sure that they're significant. I think that you're right. You have to stop the Antichrist. Maybe you have the literal powers to stop him.
What if I'm not strong enough? I mean, this is all so new. I don't even know what I'm capable of. What if I can't save the world?
I mean, you saved me. Do you know how to use them?
Huh?
The powers, you use them on instinct, right? In a moment of adrenaline, but can you use them on command?
Let's see.
Kyra concentrates hard and thrusts out her hand towards her bag on the floor. It doesn't move. Kyra tries again, unsuccessfully.
Shit.
No. I've got this.
She concentrates hard, one hand still on the steering wheel. Suddenly, every object in the car, coins, bags, blankets, clothes, start to rise. It's clear Kyra is getting stronger. Kyra is staring at her hand with an almost unsettling intensity.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
Hannah looks out the car. Sound effect of the car crashing. Lights out. Scene 9. Kyra and Hannah stumble on, clearly beat up.
Shit.
Now what?
I mean, we can't get that much farther without a car. I fucked up badly. This is so bad.
Well, this certainly isn't going well. We're not even out of... Okay, where are we right now?
101, somewhere near the San Fernando Valley. I mean, that sign, it says Canaan Road is a few miles ahead. That road is a direct shot to the mountains. We got to find some shelter and some water and some food. It shouldn't be too hard to find some out there, but we can start making our way down Canaan towards the ocean.
While Kyra is talking, a dark fog starts to gather as the stage lights start to turn red. Hannah notices.
Kyra?
What?
What's happening?
I don't know.
Suddenly, a flash of light goes off and Kyra and Hannah hit the ground. Upstage, the fog grows more intense until the lights brighten to reveal Satan.
Hello there, my dear.
Who are you? What do you want?
Do not come any closer. I have force powers.
Oh, calm down. Not going to hurt ya. You know who I am. You feel it in your bones, don't you, dearest?
What is he talking about?
You're him. You're him. I recognize your voice. You are the one who's been talking to me.
Talking to you? Kyra, what's going on?
Dear, would you please shut up, your annoying little friend? I'm quite exhausted. You wouldn't believe the amount of paperwork that goes into planning the end of the world.
I haven't exactly told you everything.
What?
Okay, I've been hearing this voice. It's been urging me to fulfill my purpose, and I've been seeing these terrible visions full of death and destruction. They're terrifying. You know, I thought it might be God, or maybe I was just going crazy, but his voice,
I hope you would be smart enough to figure it out on your own, but whatever. I'm the devil, Satan, Dark Lord of all.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
You are the devil?
Yep.
Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
You're so not scary or bright red and where are the horns?
I take the form of evil as it is apparent on the earth. Right now, that's a Wall Street tycoon or a bureaucrat. Take your pick. They all look the same anyway.
On earth as it is in heaven, give us this day our daily bread.
Quit it. He's not taking prayers right now. He's preparing for the final battle.
Satan opens his arms and gestures all around him as if to say, this is the spot.
Now, here?
Yeah, here.
The apocalypse starts on the 101 freeway.
Well, that's where we are, aren't we? The armies of heaven and hell are marching here as we speak. They're waiting for your cue.
What? But where's the Antichrist? Isn't he supposed to
He is supposed to start the apocalypse. I'm looking right at her, daughter.
Daughter? Okay. That is insane. You are insane. Why should I believe you?
Well, dearest,
Stop calling me that. It's patronizing.
those powers of yours are no accident. Those visions I sent you, the 4 horsemen, I've simply been preparing you for the end.
Wait, I'm your daughter? How the fuck did that happen?
You know, the sex ed classes are severely lacking in America. Abstinence-only education, by the way. That's all me. You're welcome. So, but come on. Do I really have to spell the whole thing out for you?
Hannah is freaking out in the corner.
You're the Antichrist. Oh my God. Jesus, Mary.
I don't understand. How is that possible? I mean, my mom. Oh my God. The only thing she's told me about my father is that he's the literal devil.
Oh my
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I know my mom has a sick sense of humor, but this is another level. Oh my God.
I assure you, God had nothing to do with it. I've been waiting for you to grow. And when the time was right, I awakened your powers. I sent the horsemen to you. And now you must fulfill the prophecy and call the armies forth as my progeny.
I thought I was supposed to prevent.
Well, you were right about one thing. You do have a part to play at the end of times, just not the part you thought, though. There's a reason why the horsemen revealed themselves to you. That was your cue. Now finish it.
But that vision I had, the woman, it's me.
Now she's catching on. You will rain destruction down on this land, call your beast to you, and it will carry you to Earth's deliverance.
Kyra, you can't.
Please, yes, you can, Kyra. It is your destiny. Do it.
No. I'm not going to start the apocalypse. I came here to prevent it.
And doom the world. Think, Kyra. Why do you think the end of days came now? Of all times, humans have destroyed themselves already. The earth is on its last leg. The human race is on its way to untold suffering and extinction. The apocalypse will revitalize the earth. It will establish a new order. It is necessary.
You act as if I care about what happens to the human race. I mean, you're Satan. You're the literal incarnate of evil.
I do care about God's measly little creations. I was an angel once, you know, and God and I, we just disagreed on how the world should be run.
A new order?
The end is inevitable. It's your choice whether that end is permanent or the human race will rise anew. Think of a world without hate, without discrimination or poverty. This is a possible world. But the current world must die first.
A beat as Kyra considers.
Kyra, no.
It's gonna end anyway.
Any minute now. My demons are paid by the hour, so let's get a move on before I have to pay them time and a half.
Kyra, have faith. Faith in the goodness of people, Kyra.
You told me it's supposed to happen. God wants it to happen.
Don't believe him. Satan is the tempter, is he not, Kyra? He's pushing your buttons. He's saying all the right things. I know you. You're an idealist, and I may have thought you naive in the past, but now I realize that it's the best part about you. You're right. People are good at heart, believe in the ability to fix things. They don't need to die. This world doesn't need to die, Kyra.
Kyra, my daughter, take your rightful place beside me. You can save the human race from themselves. All you need to do is call the armies to you.
Kyra, I love you. Please don't do this. I love you. You have the power to stop this. You always have.
How do I call them?
I grant you all the powers of hell. You only need will your desires into existence.
I'm sorry. I love you too.
Kyra closes her eyes as Hannah cries. The lights dim and flicker as fog fills the room. Cars, rubble, any objects on stage rise in the air as Kyra uses her powers to their full extent. Lightning flashes as Satan laughs in glee. Suddenly, Satan stops laughing and confused.
What are you doing?
Willing my desire into existence.
Oh, the army's forth.
Fuck you, Dad!
Insolent little bitch!
Oh, it's too late. You patronizing piece of shit. I've banished the armies back to where they came from.
You don't understand what it is you've done. You fucked everything. You were supposed to. You upset the natural order of the world. You've doomed everyone you know and love.
No, I haven't. I've given them the opportunity to save themselves.
You will pay for this dearly.
No, I won't. I have the powers of the Antichrist. What I desire happens. And now I desire you to go away. Bye-bye.
What? No! No!
Satan disappears in a puff of smoke.
Hannah, are you all right?
Hannah's frozen in shock.
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. You know, really had me going there for a sec.
I'm sorry I scared you. I had to make sure I could banish the armies without his interference.
You weren't really gonna do it, were you?
I don't know. For a minute there, I was really tempted. I want nothing more than the world he talked about.
Then let's go out and make that world. Without ending it first.
How?
How? You're the fucking Antichrist. You just want Satan back to hell. I think we can figure something out. Oh my god. I'm friends with the Antichrist. This is one heck of a development. My mother is gonna kill me.
Are you ready to save the world?
You betcha.
And that's the play. Yay! Oh, great job, guys. Y'all are fantastic. That was really fun. That was so good. Okay, so that was the mystery of the woman and the beast that carries her. If you enjoyed it, please consider donating to our showcase fund, a portion of which will go to the BW Black Arts Network. And just to reiterate, this is Paige Cummings played Hannah, Olivia Billings played Kyra, and Bryce Edwards played Satan, Professor Gabriel, and all the voiceovers. So thank you very much for watching. I had a great time. Everyone, you guys were fantastic. And tune in next week.